Hello everyone, it's me, Lisa Marie from the Sustainable Style Academy, and today we're looking at part 2 of going to a clothing swap. If you watched last week's video, then you know that I prepared some items to take to trade out at a clothing swap. A clothing swap is a place that you go to take your clothes, and instead of paying any money, you simply exchange your clothes for somebody else's clothes. And so I did that in Zurich, Switzerland, with a place called Walk-in Closet. And it was a really interesting and cool experience. Go ahead down there and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you get the notifications for every time I post something about this fantastic life of sustainable fashion. So you ready to see the actual trip to the swap? Let's take a look. Hi everyone, so here I am. Today I am going to the clothing swap, which is being hosted by a very cool company called Walk-in Closet Schweiz. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to work out. So I have my clothes to swap, and I'm primarily looking for my older daughter for clothes. Anyhow, let's see how it goes. So I'm looking at a couple of things for Leonie. I'm not sure what she'd think of this one, but silk scarf, a little like knit dress, and a really interesting pink sweater with cool like design. I think it's very nice. And a sweatshirt and some other stuff. We'll show that when we get home. So while everything looked a little bit chaotic, it actually was a lot of fun. So you go in and you bring your clothes, you wait for a few minutes, and then once they've hung everything up, you go in and you can just go and take whatever you like. My older daughter, because she couldn't come with us on that day because she had another event to go to, bummer. I went with my younger daughter and we found clothes for my older daughter. What's really important to say here though is that the swap is an amazing experience, especially for younger people who might not have a lot of money to spend on clothing, or especially if someone wants to escape the fast fashion craziness of constantly buying something new in a store. Because what you can do with a swap is anytime that you have something in your closet that doesn't make you feel great anymore, you can actually go and swap it out at these places for someone else's stuff that they don't want. And you can actually find some pretty cool stuff. I am really amazed. So let's take a look at the things that I found my daughter at the swap, and then I'll show you how I combined it with some of the things that we've gotten on the online sources like Depop and in actual secondhand stores. A cool pink pulli made of natural fibers, a pair of jeans from Esprit, a pretty sure it's never been worn sweatshirt from H&M that says au revoir on it, which means goodbye in French, a neutral tone sweater dress, a silk scarf, and something for me too. I got a pair of pants. I got this pair of pants. Actually, this pair of pants that I'm wearing, it was actually a shorter pair of pants. And because I went to fashion school and I know how to sew and I do a lot of my own alterations, I changed the length of the pants because there's enough fabric in there, and I fixed the waistline because it was a little bit too big for me. But now they fit me perfectly, and it's a great everyday sort of pant to wear. The jeans that are actually from Esprit, they were actually a tick too big for her. And so what I did is I added an elastic to the back so that it fits her in the waistline a bit better. And there had been a patch. I'll post a picture of before the jeans picture of my daughter. I did some sashiko quilting stitch on the knee to make it hold a little bit better and to give it a little bit more flair. And she just absolutely loves it. So we've been able to fine tune a garment a little bit to make it even more interesting for her to wear. So how about some of the combinations that we found for her? The other things that I wanted to take note of, despite the fact that we did not get them at the swap, are the things that we found in secondhand and on online secondhand. First of all, I'd like to start with my sweater. Right after the swap, we went to one of my favorite vintage stores in Zurich. I hadn't been there in years, and I found this amazing sweater from the 1980s. It was all pilled down the front, and I very painstakingly removed each and every pill off the front of it so that it looks like it is brand new, but it is actually really old. So I'm super excited about this find. I can combine it with so many things. You'll see me wearing it quite a bit, I'm sure. For my daughter, on one of the trips that we've went on up to Germany to visit her grandparents, in one of the little secondhand stores, we found this adorable Chanel-like jacket for €5, which is just slightly over $6, I think. This thing can be combined with just about everything in her wardrobe, including this really sweet pair of jeans, of course, that we've gotten her, and this, which was purchased on Depop for 17 francs, which is the equivalent of $17. She can also combine with this jacket, or we can even combine this dress with the jeans jacket. Oops, the jeans jacket that we have here, and her cool boots, the black boots. There are so many possibilities. And this jeans jacket we got on Depop for 12 francs or $12. So it's in perfect condition, like it's never been worn before. Other things we have are things that I've actually given to her, like this sweater from J. Crew from many years back that I bought that no longer really fits me, and gray in this tone on against my face isn't really my best color. So I showed her that she can now wear it with this, and it's great because the stitching goes with the lace really well. And she loves this sweater above all else. And I found this little nifty handbag that I wore to a theme party once. And she now gets to wear that too. So how much did all of this cost actually? That is an interesting point, especially if you're on a budget. And this is going to be like the coolest thing that you've ever heard for your children, I can tell you that, and for you as well, possibly. And that is, besides the fact that I had that initial investment in the clothing that I actually sorted out from my wardrobe and then never wore, which I have to take as a loss, and we're going to exclude that part from the calculation. Her clothes that we found at the swap didn't cost us anything. And the secondhand things that we've gotten for her, that I think maxes out at $50 or 50 francs or about 45, 50 euros. I mean, that is very little, because if you were to go to a fast fashion store like H&M, you would still be spending much more than that even. Yeah, much more than that on women's clothing, because my daughter wears women's clothing, right? So it makes sense to take different steps to find clothing. You don't have to always buy things new. And that is the wonderful thing.
So would I swap again? Absolutely. That was an incredible experience, very eye-opening about the different ways that we can actually get our clothes back into recirculation. I have to say that the one thing that I did do is I peeked to see if the clothing that I had brought with had been taken by other people. And I'm proud to say every single piece was taken. So it was great. Those would have been things that I probably would have had to store for a long time. And if I weren't aware about sustainability, I probably would have put them in the clothing collections bin. But instead of that happening, someone else took them to wear them again. And that is amazing. I am completely convinced that this is also a future way to sort our wardrobes. So once again, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you are interested in becoming more sustainable with your wardrobe, make sure to go into the description box and get yourself a copy of my ebook, The Sparkling Green Closet. It has all kinds of goodies in there to help you jumpstart a sustainable wardrobe and a sustainable lifestyle. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next week here on my channel on Sunday, as always, at 9 o'clock Central European Time. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.